Hey Trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Trackies, please go ahead and like the video. And of course, I don't know if you're not subscribed yet, I don't know where you're weird fan. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Now, with that said, Trackies, you've seen the title of this video, so you know what it's about. Oblique Seville. Now, Trackies, I've had, a long, deep thoughts seeing the results of Zarnell Hughes over the weekend, and I'm wondering about a certain possibility. And of course, as usual, when I have these thoughts, I then come on and share them with you. Now, Trackies, over the weekend at the NYC Grand Prix, Zarnell Hughes came out and announced himself to the world in no uncertain terms that yes, I'm here, and this year I will be challenging for a medal, right? Running a world lead 9.83 seconds was absolutely phenomenal. Chakis came out of left field and just destroyed the field and left everybody for dead, left everyone completely shocked. Now, of course, Zarnell is clearly on a high. And something though that was interesting for me in particular, in one of his interviews that he did post the race, he was speaking about his progress so far and where he is in his training. So he was like, listen, I know I'm not starting a speed work yet, we're not starting a speed work yet. This week we're gonna start speed work. So clearly, that was over the weekend. So this week, meaning the week that we're currently in now, is this week we're gonna start speed work. Now that was very interesting to me because again, just solely off speed endurance trackies, you clearly saw what he unleashed on the track in a most devastating fashion. And ran a personal best national record as well, 9.83 seconds. So it left me thinking when I heard that. I said, quite interesting. Very, very interesting. Shaq, is a lot of you already know on this channel here. We do a lot of predicting as it relates to, preseason and during the season as well. But mostly preseason, we'll talk about, what we saw from the athletes in the year before, the season before, and what we're expecting come 2023. And into this 2023 season as well, we've highlighted a numerous times the possibility of Oblique Seville going 9-7 this season. Now, this was 9-7, on the back of what he did last season. So we're like, it looked like, we can definitely get a 9-7 from him. Then we heard now going into the Racers Grand Prix before he withdrew, causing me to have a mini meltdown. So you probably remember me melting down. But anyway, before he withdrew though, there was talks of him running a low 9.8. It was a low 9.8 or low 9.7. I think it was a low 9.7. There was talks of it. So I was really, 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 really excited, obviously, to see what he would be able to do at the Racers Grand Prix. That didn't materialize. And we heard about a possible injury as well. But you know what? I'm kind of putting the injury on back burner. I'm kind of hoping and praying that it's not as serious as making him miss weeks of training to set him back in his preparation for the World Championships. I'm hoping for the best, clearly. So with me hoping for the best in mind, I'm starting to wonder. Then right before Racers Grand Prix, Oblique Seville and Zarnell Hughes went to the Atlanta City Games, and Oblique won, defeating Zarnell Hughes. I think Zarnell was third in that race, and Oblique was first. So if this was somebody that he was getting the measure of, you know, a few weeks prior to him clearly decimating the field in that 9.83, I'm starting to wonder now. So where is Oblique in his training? No, again, this is me with the thought process that he hasn't been set back in his training. So I'm starting to say no. So if with only speed endurance training, Zarnil, sorry, is running 9.83, then might as well let's have me say Oblique run 9.7 already, right? So if Oblique run 9.7 already, and There's no speed work on top of that, just speed endurance. Track is my head start spinning now. Come here, I said, dear God, is it possible? Is it possible? Are we going to see a 9-6 from Oblique Seville? No, track is, I know this sounds wild. Clearly, this is definitely out there, but I'm really starting to wonder because this Zarnell Hughes performance came out of left field. You understand what I'm trying to say? It came out of left field. This wasn't a 9-9 low. This was a 9-8-3, bordering 9-7 performance from Zarniel Hughes. It was absolutely phenomenal. Now, if Oblique Seville has, who was clearly way ahead of him, based on what we see we saw prior to him pulling out of the Racers Grand Prix. If we're to assume that he's still ahead of him, then clearly he's running 9-7s. And I'm saying 9-7s without any speed work. This was me saying he's gonna run 9-7s at the end of the season. You know what I mean? But this look like so we might get something like a better, something like a special this season. Track is, just sound off in the comments and let me know. Track is, do you think I'm really crazy? Do you think this thought process is wayward and out there? Do you think we could possibly see Oblique Seville run 9-6s this season? Track is, the more I think about it, the more I look at Zarnil Hughes's progress, and I think about the trajectory Oblique Seville was on. I'm starting to think that it's definitely possible that we might be seeing a 9-6 from Oblique this season. Now, obviously, if we only get 9-7, I'm saying only, that's crazy. But if we get 9-7, I'm very grateful because as I've said before, I've already counted Jamaica 2 spots when it comes to the medals this season. Clearly, I've thrown Zarniel in the bunch now. He's kind of thrown a little wrench in my plans, obviously, because if he's better than Akeem at 9-8-3, then he might place higher than Akeem, at World Championships kind of thing. But even with that said and done, when it comes to the possibilities of Oblique running 9-6, I really do think it's possible. So if he was supposed to run 9-7 weeks ago, trackies, weeks ago, with no speed training, you tell me in the comment section below. I'm very, very interested, in knowing, do you think Oblique Seville has 9-6 in him this season? Now, somewhere along the line, I may have said 10. If I did, I do apologize because I have the female times and the male times conjured up in my brain together. And I think because I speak mainly about the females, obviously sometimes I mix up the numbers, but still, a 9, me I talk about 9. Do you think we can get a 9-7, a 9-6 from Oblique this season? If at trials or come World Championships, trials, they're clearly gearing their preparation towards trials based on what, again, Zarnell was saying in his interview. They're starting speed work now so that they can prep for the trials. I'm expecting super fast times at the trials. But track is, even with that said, there's still a little less than 2 months, to the World Championships. That's a lot of time. A lot of time to fine tune some stuff and tweak some stuff and see if we can get to that 9-6. Anyway, again, I told him my thoughts. It's all surrounding the basis of, one, he's healthy. Obviously, that's the first thing. He has to be fully healthy for this dream to materialize. Clearly, if he was set back by that injury, then this just goes up in the air. But if he wasn't trackies and his trajectory is still on path and he was clearly ahead of Zarnell, and yes, I know it's two different athletes still, but I do see him as an athlete that stands above Zarnell, in terms of what they're capable of in the present moment. So with that said, Zarnell 9-8-3, no speed work. What do you think Oblique Sibyl is capable of? A better, what I would say, better than Zarnell. And then you dash on the speed work now. What do you think? You think say me crazy? So, sort of in the comment section as usual. And of course, like the video and subscribe. Stay tuned to the next ones.